back in 1990 when Riccardo Patrese secured P1 in his Williams during the San Marino Grand Prix. In the previous track configuration used between 1995 and 2006, a slow-speed chicane was placed before the home straight. Michael Schumacher set the lap record on that configuration of the track in 2004. The German drove the legendary Ferrari F2004 around the circuit in 1:20.411. The city of Imola has had racing circuits for over 7 decades now. The very first racetrack was constructed by connecting public roads between Imola and Codrignano to form a racing circuit. track here in Imola is nestled in the heart of the Emilia-Romagna region, and not too far from here is the Formula One Mecca that is Ferrari's headquarters based in Maranello. During both of its previous incarnations,
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Formula Worldwide Leagues presents Friday Night Lights. I am your affable host, DonutPuncher 272, joining you live as always late on a Friday night here on the East Coast. And we are back, and in a very big way, because we are at Imola, one of the truly great tracks on the F1 calendar, and a track that produces hot racing action, and I have no doubt we'll see plenty of it here tonight because look at this grid. All kinds of interesting possibilities here. We have Defy on pole, who says it was one of the worst laps of his career. His constant sandbagging is getting very annoying. Behind him we have Victor Chaus and NXR Gifted, and Wednesday night driver Migos up there in 4th place. Excellent qualifying performance from Migos. We have the Schmers in 5th. Reigning champion Sketchable down in 6th place. He'll be looking to make up a few places, I'm sure, at the start. Novocaine in 7th. And on it goes until we get down to 14th. Double R Lawrence, our winner of pretty much every single race this season, decided not to qualify, and he starts in 14th place. Not quite a last to first challenge, but close enough. See the tire strategies on our screen there. It didn't give you anything other than starting on medium, so let's see who actually started on the mediums. So we have a nice little mixture there of medium and hard tires. Of note, our leader going on the medium, so looking to break away early. We'll see if he can do so. And as ever, with Defy up there in the lead, we know that he can win the race at any time. It's just a matter of whether he can stop himself from getting penalties and crashing. And that's really the fun part. So let's see if Defy can get a good start here, or if Victor Chaus on the suboptimal tire can get the jump. I know what I'm rooting for. Five lights on. 5 lights off, LFG, and it is a good start from Victor Chaus. It might not be good enough. He's got the ERS on. He's trying to have a go at it. He also has some defense. Medics are Gifted down the inside, getting the slipstream off Defy. But Defy holds on to first place. Victor Chaus holds on to second, and NXR Gifted stays in third. Well, that was dicey there for a second, but everybody survived for the most part, except we have a yellow flag. So let's take a look back here. And it seems like everybody has made it through okay. Sketchable, that might have been the cause of the yellow flag. Sketchable has lost out massively. He's down here in 12th place with H.E. Pennypacker right behind him. Double R Lawrence has not really made up any positions yet. He's fighting with Massive Noogies. That's not where Double R Lawrence should be. Massive Noogies, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I think I would let him by. Well done by Massive Noogies there, letting Double R Lawrence go. But let's get back to the front here real quick. As Defy has got the gap he needs, he surely will be able to pull out of DRS range. Has so already, so that is that. So now this becomes a battle of the drivers behind. You got Victor Chaus and NXR Gifted, who are going to be attached ass to mouth, I would imagine, for quite some time coming up here. And their old friend, the Schmers, will probably be joining them very, very shortly. Can he drag Migos and Novocaine along for the ride? Senior He-Gang, he wants some of that train. He loves a train. Oh, Senior He-Gang loves a train. And the Harmless Target will happily jump on that train as well. He has hobo tendencies. Moldy Dragon, he'd like a piece of that on those hard tires. So this is a good start for the Moldy Dragon on the hard tires, up in 9th place already. They can hold on to that train. He should be good. Sketchable back up here into 11th. That's just made the move over Spicy. He says Harmless Target has just made the move over Senior He-Gang. I saw some arrow moving there. I'm not sure what really happened, but it's not really important. It's just a video game. So now we settle down. Oh, now we settle down. Defy is going to run away in the front for a little while until those tires drop off. I wonder if he'll be smart enough to save them. Ooh, boy. That is quite a jump there from NXR Gifted. Did he get a warning for that? he did get a warning for that, so NXR Gifted with one warning already. I think we just saw it right there on your screen. A big hop, skip, and a jump over that big old curb. So back here we have Double R Lawrence behind his teammate Spicy Nuggies. I don't know if anyone caught it during qualifying, but Double R Lawrence laid down the best toe I have ever seen for his teammate Spicy Nuggies, who ultimately went on to invalidate his lap, very unfortunately. But not only is Double R Lawrence hecka fast, he's also a hecka good teammate. You might even say he's a bro. Now, Spicy Nuggies might want to return the favor here and go ahead and let his more illustrious teammate by. It would probably be better for both of them. But so far, nothing doing, as Defy has now pulled out a massive gap. So this truly is a battle for second place right now. And we'll see if Defy throughout the race can maintain his sanity. I think he's thrown away at least 2 races this year. We have some movement back here, as Double R Lawrence is going to make that move on Spicy Nuggies. That's the right thing for the team, boys. Nice job. And Spicy will get himself some DRS, except he's not going to get it from his teammate. He's going to be getting it from H.E. Pennypacker. What a fight that was. They're about to lose DRS. If they're not careful, some of them have lost it. That is not good. So this group back here has now lost the train in a big, big way. And Foko Haram back here not having the race he wants to have. His teammate right in front of him, Massive Noogies, also having a bit of a shit race. But Massive Noogies, he's on the prowl, hungry like the wolf, trying to chase down Joban, not making any moves right now. Maybe going to make a little bit of a move around the outside of this hairpin, this little banked corner. No dice, as his teammate Foko Haram looks to the inside, but nothing doing. Let's get back up here to the front, as the Schmers has made excellent progress, going from 5th to 2nd. Now over NXR Gifted and Victor Chow. So, boy, the gaps are elongating up here. A little surprising, as we have a yellow flag. It looks like Massive Noogies is bitten it. Is that? Yep, Massive Noogies. Having a terrible, terrible race. Last place with a bullet. Hecka last place. As NXR Gifted now has the DRS advantage over the Schmers. Let's see if these boys can play nicely together and try to chase down their arch nemesis, Defy. Victor Chouse has lost that DRS. He's just struggling right now on those hard tires. His teammate behind him, thinking about passing him, knows that's probably not a good idea, but wants to really bad, as Novocaine looks to stick his nose in there. This is Novocaine probably mildly satisfied with this performance so far, as Migos gets a 3-second penalty. Rookie mistake, Migos! And no good, as Novocaine and Migos are now fighting. Novocaine's going to have the inside down to this double left, and Migos wisely lets that go. But hey, whoa! Novocaine makes a mistake, and Migos now trying to go around the outside of Aqua Minerali, and does so. Oh, nifty little move there from the penalty-laden Migos. But in the act of doing that, they've now lost DRS to Victor Chow. So all this fighting up here is not helping anybody out. I'll tell you who is helping who out here is the Schmers catching up to Defy and dragging NXR Gifted along with them. This is working out very nicely indeed for NXR Gifted. Save his ERS. Let the Schmers and his superior tires and pace right now take him to the front of the field. Except NXR Gifted is having none of that. Says he'll go ahead and take the 2nd place. That move is done and dusted. So, again, if these two boys can work together, there could be something in it for him, as Novocaine now moves up into 5th place. Nice little drive here from Novocaine. Let's see what's happening with Double R Lawrence. He is still stuck back here in 11th place. On the Horde tire, of course. Oh my god, NXR Gifted a 3-second penalty already. We're only 6 laps into the race. Oh, what a disgrace. And it is an absolute disgrace. NXR Gifted, what are you doing? As Double R Lawrence moves up into 10th place. Oh, NXR. Oh my. Double R Lawrence now moves back into 11th. What is going on with Double R Lawrence? Are his wings on like 50-50 or something? What is happening right now? This is the Biggest sandbagging of all time. I don't think he's driving very fast on purpose right now. There's no way that all these people are keeping up with him. So we got some battling back here between H.E. Pennypacker and Senior Heat Gang. Not helping themselves out, but they are going to retain it. That DRS. That sweet, sweet, sweet DRS. As the Schmurs and NXR Gifted are continuing to fight up here. Almost got back into DRS range of Defy, so the tow, they're helping each other along. Is it going to be enough to catch Defy? This is working out perfectly for NXR Gifted if he had not gotten 3 seconds in penalties already. Ay, Chihuahua. Deary me. Novocaine quickly catching up to the back of Victor Chaus. This is big here. This will get him DRS. Will give him a chance to move up another position. Victor Chaus is struggling right now. It's almost like he has some wang damage or something. He's really off the pace. Victor Chaus struggling. He's struggling bad. Migos also has a penalty. Not good. H.E. Pennypacker, he's out. He's out. The safety car is out. Where is H.E. Pennypacker on the track? His dead body. Uh-oh, it was coming out. Yep, it was coming out of Aqua Minerale. Don't see his dead body there, but you can see where it was on the track. So strategery abounds now. So Defy going to go into the pits. Is this his final stop of the race, or is he going to go in one more time? Let's see if he goes on the Horde tire. Everybody coming in, including the drivers on the Horde tire. Interesting. Are some of these people going to take a set of mediums all the way to the end? Oh, and a new wing! A new wing for Defy. And yet somehow he still gets out in the lead of the race. That's interesting. Very interesting. So let's let everybody come out of the pits here. Sketchable with the penalty. Sketchable! What are you doing? 3-second penalty for Sketchable. Must be for track warnings. Track limit warnings. That is... You guys... I mean... Sketchable. Ay, Dios mío. Alright. So let's, quick recap here. The safety car probably will not stay out very long. It'll stay out, you would assume, for at least this lap, but perhaps not any more than the one after this one. So anyway, Defy and the Schmurs perfectly able to go into those Horde tires. Sorry, I was not thinking correctly earlier when I was looking at Defy. Of course he's going to go on their hard tires. He can go to the end of the race on the hard tires. What I should have been talking about was NXR Gifted. He's going on the wrong tires. Not the wrong tires, but just tires that you wouldn't think are going to make it to the end of the race here. A Sketchable out here saying, mate, I'm driving a loose and understeering Red Bull. It's undrivable. Sounds a lot like Max Verstappen. Complaining about having the best car on the grid. It wasn't loose and undrivable last year, was it, Sketchable? No excuses. What would Dale Earnhardt do in this moment? He would probably finger his mustache a little bit. You know that thing where you use your thumb and your forefinger and you do your thinking face, like yes, yes, yes. And then he would put on his open-faced helmet and say, nothing bad can happen to me with my open-faced helmet. Everything's going to be perfectly fine. And then he'd get out there and he'd win that race. You can do this, Sketchable. I want to hear your excuses. I look forward to talking to you on the podium. So I'm sure the mediums can go to the end, but it's going to be a bit of a stretch. 40-pound Lobster says in the commentary that he missed my quali commentary. Excuse me, he says in the comments on the Twitch stream that he missed my quality commentary. I'm sorry, 40-pound lobster. I can't do both. I don't have the voice for it. It's hard. This S is hard. Plus, I yell too much. I get too excited. So Double R Lawrence in 9th place on the faster tire. So let's see if he makes his way through. If he doesn't, then we'll know he's been sandbagging this whole time. But let's get on board with our 2nd place driver, and let's see if he can challenge. Sketchable continuing to complain in the chat, wants us to watch some of his onboards. All right, Sketchable, we will watch some of those onboards. But for now, we're going to be focusing on the Schmers as Defy tries to get away from him. When is Defy going to go? He's so sneaky. Oh, he's gone. Very early indeed for Defy. Has a lot of confidence in himself. Knew that he was going to get a good jump. Was not worried about this long straight, and for good reason. What a jump from Defy. Schmers caught napping. So now it's up to these guys behind on the fresh, soft tires to make some inroads and make them quick. We got movement back here. Double R Lawrence. No, no, no. Trying to make some moves. Kind of boxed in right now. He's stuck behind Migos. And the harmless... Uh-oh! Someone's off. The Moldy Dragon is off. He's down, and it is bad. You can see him in the background in that gravel. Not ideal. Massive Noogie's already falling back behind a little bit here in 14th place. Having a stinker. Spicy Nuggies up here in 12th. But it's all about Double R Lawrence right now. Trying to find his way past Harmless Target. And he does. Up into 8th place. He's not going to have the tires to go to the end. Well, maybe he will. We'll see. We'll see. Might not have to if all these guys up front keep getting penalties. Sketchable now. Okay, so Sketchable is chasing Novocaine. He's got the tire advantage. Let's get on board with Sketchable here. Let's see what he's talking about. As Sketchable flies past Novocaine. I don't see any loose rear ends there, Sketchable. But I'm always on the lookout for a loose rear end. As I'm sure you are. Oh no! Boko Haram he's crashed. He's crashed. Let's see where his dead body's at. Oh, he's off the track there. It looks like he shouldn't be dead right there. We have a virtual safety car. Was that someone who ended their life on purpose? Never like to see that. So virtual safety car here. No one needs to go into the pits, so no one will be going into the pits. Race neutralized. I have to say, it looked like Boko Haram decided to end his race there on purpose as the Moldy Dragon gets a 5-second penalty. Or excuse me, a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. What a gigantic pain in the ass that is for the Moldy Dragon. That is probably going to end his race tonight. He might just pack it in when he goes into the pits to serve that penalty. And who could blame him? So let's focus. Let's get our eyes on some sort of battle here. The battle you think would happen would be NXR Gifted and the Schmers. Now, how motivated NXR Gifted is going to be after he got that dum-dum penalty, we'll soon find out. As DRS has now been activated, of course, they're going to have to wait until the next lap to use it. Boko Haram has left the session. What a massive failure tonight from Boko Haram. So NXR Gifted is going to have to wait to use some of that sweet, sweet DRS. I mean, he'll happily take a blast right to the face, that number 69 car. You know he likes to get freaky, that NXR Gifted. Then he's got his good pal, Victor Chouse, right there behind him. The Sketchable trying to close the gap, trying to get up here, trying to be part of this train. Now, of course, you know Sketchable, he himself loves the train, big fan of the train. Migos now gets another penalty. He is doing exactly what he said he hoped he wouldn't do, which is bottling it. Double R Lawrence now into 7th with Migos right behind him and Novocaine right in front of him. 3-second time penalty for Senior Heat Gang. Penalties abounding here. So it looks like Novocaine is going to have some DRS in his defense of the 6th place here with Double R Lawrence right behind him. But Double R Lawrence is putting on the ERS, as you saw. Migos back here. Migos is retired from the session. Migos is dead. So I think his car was still driving. He decided to end his life on track. There's no doubt about that. Fortunately, it's not going to cause a safety car. Not supposed to do that. Harmless target now with a 3-second penalty. Interesting. And Spicy Nuggies with a 3-second penalty. What is going on here in Imola tonight? Migos has now left the session. He has bottled it completely. So NXR Gifted is now ahead of the Schmers and doing his best to close down Defy. He's got the tire advantage here for a few more laps. Let's see what you got, NXR Gifted. Can you do it? He did not bring his friend Victor Chouse along for the ride. He was not able to make it past the Schmers, so Victor Chouse is going to be looking to do that. Sketchable all the way up back to the train. Come on, Sketchable. Oh, he's lost some time here. Unfortunately, he's not going to get that sweet, sweet DRS that he needs. Oh, I think maybe he will. Let's see. And he will not. And he's exhausted all of his ERS, so Sketchable in here a little bit in the lurch, but he's okay. NXR Gifted has lost time to Defy. So Defy, yep, Defy's going to be just fine now. He's on the preferred tire. This race is all set up for Defy. Let's take a look and see what kind of penalty situation he's got going on. 1 warning for Defy, so he's doing a pretty good job tonight. Nice job, Defy, if you're out there, if you're listening. Hell of a job so far. As Double R Lawrence has found his way up to Sketchable. Sketchable can hear the footsteps of the man who has taken away his driver's crown this season. Sketchable has a penalty, and he's lost DRS in front of him, and his red light of fear is flashing, letting his rivals know that he is afraid to be overtaken. Sketchable desperate to get some DRS, and you can get that DRS if you just cut the corner, as Sketchable has done and got himself another penalty, another 3-second penalty for Sketchable. Oh, it's a disgrace. Disgracia. So Double R Lawrence probably going to make pretty quick work here of Sketchable. He does indeed. That is move done now. Double R Lawrence up into 5th place. So Double R Lawrence, the only problem for him is he's on the wrong tire. But every chance to get himself up onto the podium, maybe even more, as he already is in the DRS range of Victor Chouse. So we got Massive Noogies back here in 11th place, and another 3-second penalty for NXR Gifted. So let's get Massive Noogies on the blower. Let's do a little in-race interview. Oh, he's on his fucking... Oh, my God. So we sent an invite to Massive Noogies. Let's see if he can join us here. Let's see what he thinks about this race so far, why everybody's getting so many penalties, what's going on at the back of the field. Moldy Dragon continuing to race even though he had a drive-through penalty. Valiantly sticking it out, trying to wait for a safety car to save him. It's not coming right now, but no reason to think it can't come later. Had a lot of incidents in this race already. Multiple people quitting on track on purpose. Naughty, naughty boys out there. So a nice little battle here. Everyone's got DRS in this train, except for, of course, NXR Gifted, but he's got the pace with those medium tires to be able to lead this train and not be passed. But Double R Lawrence, he must be thinking, These laps, or these tires are 8 laps old. Very shortly, they are not going to be as good as the hard tire. Oh, we have another, another retirement. Safety car, safety car. Everything has been thrown into the air. We're going to have a lot of pit stops coming up here. The harmless target is dead. Where did he die at? He died at the exit. Right around here. Of course, they've removed his body, and they've done it very quickly, but right at the exit of that double left-hander, the harmless target is dead. Boy. It's really sad to see, but when someone dies like that, but you just have to move on, and we'll have to move on without harmless target. As I said, everyone now into the pits. The race has now been completely neutralized. Everyone will be going onto the medium tire. It's just a matter of who has fresh mediums left. So Defy, he's got some fresh mediums left. And XR Gifted, he's got some too. So everyone has fresh mediums. That's good. Let's take a look at the penalties as these boys get their way out of the pit. 6 seconds in penalties for NXR Gifted, my God. And 6 seconds for Sketchable. So those two losers are not going to be figuring into the podium, you would think, because of their penalty situations they've got themselves into, especially now that everyone is on an equal tire. Well, we could see a banging end of the race here. As long as NXR Gifted and friends behind can hold on to that DRS, we're going to have an excellent chance of a banging finish to this race. Banging! So Moldy Dragon's dreams have come true. He's able now to catch up to the back of the field with some fresh tires. So good for him. His perseverance has been rewarded. I'd love to do an in-car interview right now with NXR Gifted, but I'm sure he's in a party with some other people. I just want to know how much of a dummy he feels like right now, just throwing his race away. Those 6 seconds of penalties. Yeah, that means he went off the track 6 times. That's so many times. You too, Sketchable. Don't act like you don't like a loose rear end. You know you do. You know you do. Speaking of Sketchable, you know he's out there listening, watching, judging. We'd love to know what happened with your lady friend, Sketchable, if your pursuit was successful. We know Novocaine's pursuit has been successful. Mrs. Novocaine strategizing him up into a 6th place position so far in this race. And with the penalties for NXR Gifted, that really is a net P5. So, well done, Mrs. Novocaine. Safety car will be coming in this lap, so let's get on board with our 2nd place driver, NXR Gifted. He has got to get a good jump here, otherwise he is going to screw everyone behind him, and we are not going to have a battle for the race win. So NXR Gifted, we need you right now to do an excellent restart. See on board there with NXR Gifted. He wanted to drive up the track so bad. They decided not to. NXR Gifted, if you're listening, previously, Defy, he went just a little bit after here, but before this corner. So beware of Defy. He is a sneaky butthole. And Defy is gone. But looks like NXR Gifted has done a very good job of not letting the Defy get too far in front of him. Turns on the ERS. Well, Defy just pumping out the ERS right now. So is NXR Gifted. Double R Lawrence already making a move on Victor Chaus. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Double R Lawrence is on the prowl. As I said earlier, not quite a last to first, 14th to first, but he smells victory right now. And he's going to have an excellent chance. Already past Victor Chaus. All he has to do is get up to these front guys who are maintaining the gap, so there could be a nice little DRS train here. Let's hope there is. We've got 2 more laps to go before we're going to start getting some hot, steamy blasts of DRS. But God, I need it so bad. So everybody else maintaining the train back here, everyone within 1 second, except for at the front, NXR Gifted has bottled it. All right, NXR Gifted, you need to take one for the team right now and cut a couple of corners to get back into DRS range. Don't be a dick. Sketchable said he's taking steps in the right direction and matching PFPs, so it that good. I don't know what a PFP is. Must be too old to know what a PFP is. Maybe that's when you bump uglies or something. Like you interlock your PFPs. Or like when a man loves a woman, he puts his PFP in her PFP. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. Congratulations. Congratulations, Sketchable, as he now hunts down the ailing Victor Chaus. Double Lawrence has actually lost a little bit of time to the Schmers, which tells you the Schmers has got excellent pace tonight. Double Lawrence should be catching him, though, very shortly. He looks to be, I'm not good at math, that's 1.3, that's 2.7, about 3 seconds off the lead, which is nothing for our champion. Well, I was going to say champion-elect. I think he's mathematically our champion now. He has put his PFP all over this grid this season and just slapped it all over their face. As Joban now has another 3-second penalty. Penalties accumulating here as we move into the final third of this race. DRS enabled. NXR Gifted is not going to get the benefit of that unless he jumps a corner. NXR Gifted, I beg of you, please do so. Double R Lawrence gaining, catching. Not right now, though. He will through most of these corners, I'm sure. Come on, Double R Lawrence. Give us something good. Got Novocaine back here in 7th, which is fair considering the 6 drivers ahead of him. Spicy in here in 8th. Nice little finish here for Spicy with Senior Heat Gang right behind him. And Massive Noogies looks like he's going to get a point here in 10th place just by staying alive. And no penalties. He actually has drivers in front of him with penalties. He has a good chance of getting really good points here tonight. As Sketchable has another penalty. That's 9 seconds of penalties for our reigning champion, Sketchable. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So Double R Lawrence has indeed got within that DRS range, so here we go. He's going to have to make quick work of the Schmers and NXR Gifted if he wants to have some time to chase down his old buddy, Defy. Excellent last couple of corners there for Defy. Makes up about 3/10 in just one sector alone. Has plenty of ERS left, as does the Schmers, who blasts past NXR Gifted. NXR Gifted must be so sad right now with all those penalties. We have a yellow flag. Joban has gone to the pits, and I believe due to an extreme amount of penalties, he has decided to take his own life. He is out of the race. Joban out of the race. We're down to 11 drivers. If this was a Royal Rumble, fans would be getting very excited right now. But it's not. People aren't supposed to be dying at this sort of rate. Foko Haram saying that the Schmers is looking pretty good on this track tonight. He is indeed. He is indeed. A second place finish is on the cards. Maybe a third place finish, depending on what Double R here is able to do. If he's able to dispatch the sad NXR. It might be a little bit too much for the Schmers to hold him off, but we'll see. We'll see. NXR Gifted close behind the Schmers. It looks like he might be doing a little bit of defense by attack, because he will be passing the Schmers here in a second. Double R Lawrence saying he's going to bet a little bit of this ERS on it right now, though. Gets in the slipstream, goes around the outside, makes the move on NXR Gifted, makes it stick, keeps it on track, still has to fight it out. NXR Gifted is going to look down the inside, but I think Wisely is going to give this up. He has indeed. Double R Lawrence up into third position now, and he has a sector to make sure he stays within DRS range, and then it is on. Then it is on. So we might end up getting the battle for the win that we so richly deserve, that we've been waiting for all night, that we've been craving. Double R is going to have to make this move here soon. So in the meantime, before he does that, let's take a look and see how many warnings that Defy has, and see how carefully he's got to drive. Oh no, he has 2 warnings. So Defy is really going to have to drive within himself. Let's see how many the Schmers has. How many does the Schmers have? He has 1. Just 1 clean race from the Schmers. And now Double R Lawrence, how many does he have? He has 1, 2, so he's going to have to drive clean as well. He has 3 warnings. That's pretty interesting. One of those must be for illegal touching. So either way, Double R Lawrence now chasing down the Schmers. Is he going to make the move here? Looking to make the move around the outside again, but decides against it. Wants to hold on to that ERS. Defy somehow with not have as much ERS as you would think he does, or should, at the front of the field. Double R Lawrence is really going to have to get by here, and he is weaving all over the place, looking for somewhere to go. Moldy Dragon has come a cropper again, and he is 1 position off the points-paying position. He has had so much perseverance tonight, but it's not going to pay off for him. Let's get back up here to the front. The Schmers fighting off Double R Lawrence, fighting so damn hard. Bad exit there from the Schmers coming out of Aqua Minerale. Another 3-second time penalty for Spicy Nuggies. And Double R Lawrence has finally made the move. He had to pay for it a little bit. Had to go offline. Not the ideal line that he wanted to take. Lost almost a second to Defy up in front. So now Double R with 7 laps to make up 3.5 seconds. That is going to be quite a tall order. In fact, I'm not quite sure he's going to be able to do that. That seems almost impossible. As the Schmers has retaken second place away from Double R Lawrence. So Double R Lawrence decides not to use any of that sweet, sweet ERS and ends up paying the price for it. Now he is stuck behind the Schmers again. It's almost as if Double R Lawrence has decided that the second place is just the best he's going to do tonight, and he has adjusted his strategy accordingly, as he has a big old wobble coming out of the hairpin. Victor Chouse is an interesting party here. He has hung on to these guys up at the front, and he's in with a chance for a podium finish. Just a terribly placed chicane there. Makes racing so hard. Despite all those penalties, Sketchable and NXR Gifted racing as hard as ever. They never surrender. As Double R Lawrence is now going to make the move again, but they have lost another second to Defy. So Defy is in the clear as Double R Lawrence makes the wiggle there, the international symbol to let people know that they are able to pass him. I'm not sure why he would do that. These guys behind him are all saying, will you please just take us to the front? I don't want to get past you. They desperately need you to drive them to the front of the field. And we as viewers need you to do everything you can to get up there and pressure Defy. He has no more track limit warnings left. NXR Gifted with another penalty. Why not? And that's going to help out Spicy Nuggies, I believe. But that's going to give Spicy Nuggies the opportunity to be in the top 5. His best finish, I believe, in Friday Night Lights. Well done for Spicy Nuggies. So a gap is formed here. The Schmers is now getting passed by Victor Chouse because he lost DRS to Double R Lawrence. So this little group back here that was a 5-car battle is now a 4-car battle. And it's being led by Victor Chouse. So Victor Chouse could find himself on the podium after everything that's happened to him tonight. And by everything, I mean having poor pace for quite a while. Another 3-second warning for Sketchable. Sketchable just letting it all hang out. We have a new person in the chat, the Skitslord, that says, hi, call, all. Well, hello, Skitslord. Oh, hello. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it happened. Defy has got the 3-second penalty. Double R Lawrence now in with a chance. All he has to do is make up 1 second, and he is going to take the race win away from his good buddy Defy. 5 laps left to find a second. That is absolutely able to be done by Double R Lawrence. Is he going to actually do it? Is he going to be cool with his friend and let him win the race? I hope he doesn't. Let's see. Let's see. Foco Haram says that he thinks Double R Lawrence is going to win. I don't know, Foco Haram. I'm not sure. He's not gaining yet. Of course, Double R Lawrence does not want to get a penalty. And perhaps that's what he is worrying about right now. But the Schmers is falling further and further back, so even if he did get a penalty, he wouldn't have to worry about any of these guys behind him. He will probably be able to clear 3 seconds by the time this race is over. Gained a few tenths there through the first half of the lap. Has Double R. Here we go. Spicy Nuggies with a 3-second penalty. That is not ideal. How many penalties does he have? Oh. Never mind. Spicy Nuggies will not be finishing in 5th place. Never mind. No. That's too bad. Now, Massive Noogies might be able to finish in 5th place. Wouldn't that be something? We'll keep an eye on that throughout the rest of the race here. That is nearing its final stages. Double R Lawrence able to make up a little bit into that gap in that lap. Probably about 3 tenths or so. So it is closing. It is closing. Wouldn't that just be like Defy? Wouldn't that just be like Defy? This is a performance so out of character for Sketchable. 12 seconds of penalties. He's normally so clean, so crisp, so fresh. Not tonight. So we know who is going to be in 1st and 2nd. It's just a matter of who's going to take this final step on the podium. Is it going to be the Schmers, or is it going to be Victor Chouse? It will not be Sketchable or NXR Gifted. We know that for absolute certain. Massive Noogies, if you can hear me, if you're out there, you have a chance to finish in, I believe, 6th place here because of penalties. Keep up the good work. I know it's tough while you're driving alone, but you're doing so good. Double R Lawrence did not make up any time in that lap, still in the same place. And now the Schmers has got a penalty. So many penalties here tonight. The Skitslord asks, where is Sketch? I have no idea who Sketch is. Who you talking about? Who that be? Lap 30 of 32. We have about 2.5 laps left. Victor Chouse now finds himself in third place, and all the bros behind him have penalties, so third place pretty much nailed on now for Victor Chouse. And fourth place pretty much nailed on for the Schmers. Moldy Dragon has retired from the session. He's decided it just wasn't worth it anymore. There was just no chance that anybody else was going to DNF, and he would not get the final points bank position as Sketchable just cuts the corner completely. Sketchable. Deary, deary me. A couple of tenths now there from Double R Lawrence. He has 2 more laps to find 7 tenths. Can he find them? Defy has got a lot of ERS left, though. He'll be able to mount a charge on the final lap with some hot ERS. These would be good battles here, but all these penalties render it somewhat moot. I'm just interested to see where everyone finishes after the penalties take effect. As we now near 1.5 laps left to go in this race. Sketchable and NXR Gifted fighting. NX Sketchable has another penalty. If Senior Heat Gang didn't have a penalty, we might be looking at Sketchable finishing last of all the drivers on the grid right now that are not dead. Well, that would really be something. Final lap of the race. It does not look like Double R Lawrence is going to find that 7 tenths. It looks like Defy is safe. And it looks like Victor Chouse is also safe. Novocaine and Spicy Nuggies fighting back here. This really shouldn't negatively affect Novocaine. People in front of him have so many penalties, it's not going to matter, as NXR Gifted gets 1 more penalty just for good measure. Senior Heat Gang bringing up the rear of the field. He'll take a point. He'll take a point. So let's talk about Defy. He did crack a little, but he drove a great race. Only got that 1 3-second penalty. Double R Lawrence now with a 3-second penalty. So it's in the bag now for Defy as he comes down into these final set of corners for the final time. Defy was on pole. He led from the start. He's led the entire race. Rounds the final corner for the final time. Defy is your winner. Defy wins the Imola Grand Prix. Double R Lawrence comes around at the final corner there in second place. The Schmers third on track, but will be fourth after the penalties. And let's see where everybody else finishes after penalties here. Sketchable is retired from the session, so he will get nothing for his efforts tonight. So Novocaine has moved up into 5th place. Massive Noogies in 6th. Spicy in 7th. Well done, boys. The 2 Formula Whatever boys there, 6th and 7th. Representing. I have a message from Defy here. Let's go read that message. Defy says, invite Pookie Bear. You got it. And let's get a couple other drivers in here. So let's, hopefully Victor Chouse knows that he's always welcome to join. And let's get the Schmers in here as well. Love talking to the Schmers. I'm sure Victor Chouse will join us here momentarily. So we have 2 of our 3 podium drivers here. Let's actually, you know what? Victor Chouse, we'll give him a second to join us. Um, Actually, you know what? Let's not give him a second to join us. He'll join. Let's go ahead and talk to our race winner, Defy. Congratulations on an excellent performance tonight. Very impressive. You got pole, so you started at the front of the field. You led from the beginning. You led the entire race, as far as I can remember. The only blemish on your race would be that penalty, but in the end, didn't matter. Nice job, buddy. Tell us how you felt throughout.
Um, well, it was a
And make sure your boxes are checked,
yeah,
Defy,
yeah.
so everyone can hear you.
Okay, sorry. So it was a clean race. Managed it pretty well. I managed to spin myself into the wall in the second or third lap and give myself like super light damage, which caused
Mm.
like a severe lack of pace. And then when the first safety car came out, I absolutely sent it. I was like -3 seconds red going in the pit lane, so I could get out ahead with my new wing and somehow managed to do
Ah.
that. And then I was basically living on two warnings since lap, I think 10 or something. And the only reason I got a pin is because, okay, my sister and her friends came home and started questioning me mid race. So I was driving like half looking at my game, and that like distracted me, I guess.
Are her friends hot or something? Is that was the problem, Defy?
Nah.
Well, either way. Oh, Victor Chouse has invited me to a party. I can't join your party, Victor Chouse. I have my own party. Defy. So at the end there, you had about 5 laps once you had that penalty for Double R to chase you down. Did you think he was going to chase you down, or are you guys such butt buddies by now that you knew he wouldn't try
Well,
to come get you?
I knew I had good pace, but my issue was I basically got on the lap I got a pen, I got two more warnings on the same lap. So I was living on 5 warnings. So there was like times where I was just like taking it so easy. And on lap 31, I think, I knew that I could just take it slow, lose 4 tenths a lap, and I would still have it. And then I had so much ERS, I was chilling, and he got the pin, of course, which helped me, but not the best managed race for me. And of course, I didn't start from last like he did. So props to him for that, of course. But I this is one of my worst tracks, so I just felt like I needed the practice in qualifying. So I'm glad I did.
Well, it all worked out in the end, Defy. Congratulations on your win tonight and incredible performance.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
So yeah.
All right, so now let's go to our third place driver. Our fourth place driver, excuse me, the Schmers. The Schmers, are you there?
Yeah.
Great. It's been a while since we've talked to you, Schmers. What's been going on?
Yeah, man, these fuckers are fast, dude. Um,
Yeah, I
I'm
feel you.
like the fifth or sixth fastest maybe on a good day. So, you know, poor qualifying this season hasn't helped, and then I spun out on lap one in Portugal, the one race there was no safety cars, so that was a very lonely race last week. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, it was actually fun this time. It was a good old, it felt like classic FNL racing, gifted in chaos. It felt like old times, you know?
It was old times, and then you had your friends around you getting more penalties than you probably have ever seen. What
Yeah.
was your reaction to seeing NXR gifted and sketchable with what seemed like 20 seconds in penalties?
Man, well with Gifted I was surprised with just how much. I thought he was gonna get three, and I was like, okay, it makes sense. You get a couple early on when you're racing hard, and then you just end up with three. I didn't think you'd get that many. I didn't think I was gonna get one, and I just had a one lapse of concentration. It was by a fucking dick hair. I got my third warning, and I was like, wow, because I managed it on two warnings for a lot of laps, and I was like, okay, I can finish without a penalty. It'll be fine, and then one laps. That's all it takes. But I'll take fourth place. I don't know why I got invited to the party, but I'll take because Lawrence can't join. But I'll take the
Yeah,
honorary
yeah,
podium
yeah.
slot.
Yep, yep. You got yourself a podium interview, even for a fourth place finish, because you provided us with a lot of hot racing action tonight, and I wanted to reward you for that, Schmers. So thank you so much for everything you did for the viewers out there, and thanks for joining us on the podium interview.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Thanks for doing the commentating as always, man.
Absolutely. So that is our fourth place driver, the Schmers. So now we have to go fetch Victor Chouse. Victor Chouse invited me to a party, so I don't know how that's going to work. So Victor Chouse. All right, so somebody out there better be quiet, supposedly. Do we have Victor Chouse? Are you on the blower, Victor
I am
Chouse?
on the indeed on the blower. Hello.
Hello. So you had quite the interesting race, Victor Chouse. You were racing with all of your old homies from Friday Night Lights. You had NXR Gifted, you had Sketchable, you had the Schmurs. All you guys were hanging out through the entire race. And then Double R Lawrence shows up out of nowhere and just blasts his way through you guys. How did you feel about that?
Well, Double R coming through the field. I mean, let's be honest, that's kind of inevitable at this point. Um, Surprised it didn't happen a little sooner. I guess the safety cars helped out with that. But no, this is probably one of the most fun races I've had in a very long time. It was just constant action, and on a week that I can confidently say has been quite shit, being able to finish it off with a podium feels really good.
Well, you know what else should feel good? As you were driving around, I'm sure you noticed your old friends, NXR Gifted and Sketchable, with more penalties than ever. That must have made you feel really good inside that those losers couldn't drive around the track without falling off of it, and you didn't get a single penalty throughout the race.
I'm not gonna lie, I got my second warning on lap 14 and had a couple moments where I almost shit myself. Yeah, with a bunch of things happening, we got two new cats this week, and on about lap 27, one cat decided to jump right in my lap. So, and then she starts
new
like
cat.
pressing on my brake leg, and I'm just like, hello, can we not do that, please? But yeah, I just kept seeing the penalties pile up, and then Schmooze got a penalty. I'm like, okay, cool. I can just cruise within 3 seconds of the finish line, and everything could be great. Thank God the last corner didn't go as some people might have wanted it. I might have actually lost my shit. But he tried, didn't work. But yeah, it was a great race overall, and I'm glad I was able to get back into the action like this instead of having lonely races like we've had a couple times this season.
Well, before we go, Victor Charles, really quick, can you fill us in on that little bit of information you just provided there? Did you rescue two cats this week?
So sad note, Sunday we had to put our old house cat down. She was in end stage kidney failure. So
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So I took Monday and Tuesday off work, and on Tuesday, my girlfriend and I and one of our roommates went and adopted two little kittens, and they are the most adorable little things. And this one just decided it wanted some hot racing action too. So I mean, I guess I got to start them young, right?
Well, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about America, Victor Charles. Good people out there doing good things like saving and adopting and rescuing animals. I couldn't have more respect for you than I do right now, Victor Charles. Thank you so much for your humanitarian efforts, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Oh, does everybody hear that out there? Did everybody hear what Victor Charles did? Why don't you go out there and adopt an animal? Why don't you go out there and save an animal? What are you doing? Victor Charles not only did it once, he did it twice. Saved two cats. What a man, Victor Charles. What a man. Well, I'm very excited. What a way to end tonight. It's a great race, and then a great bit of news there at the end. Until next week, which is going to be our final race of the season, it's time to say goodnight. So thank you to everybody for joining us. Thank you to our drivers for joining us. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you to everybody who comes back to watch throughout the rest of the week. As I said, last race of the season coming up next week. Please make sure you join us. But until then, it's time to say good night from DonutPuncher HQ.
Good night.
Good night.